You are listening to the Cricket Corner podcast with me, Vatsal Vora. India have reached the 2023 Cricket World Cup final after beating New Zealand by 70 runs at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai in the semi-finals. Hello and welcome back to the Cricket Corner podcast with me, Vatsal Vora, where I'm calling something which I have said in almost, 14 years. Yep, that has been 14 years since India last reached a World Cup final, and today they have done it again in no small parts and contributions by the entire team, yes, but major contributions by Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer with the bat and Mohammad Shami with the ball. It all felt like it's going according to India's plans when they decided to bat first after winning the toss. They put up an astronomical 397 runs on the board and lost just 4 wickets in the process. And in return, New Zealand could only master 327 before they were bundled out with 7 deliveries to go. Yes, they were bundled out at the 48.5th over margin. Well, it was magnificent to see how well India have played, but when you talk about this semi-final victory against New Zealand, I think everyone will remember this semi-final not only to celebrate the fact that India have made it into the final after 14 years, but to celebrate Virat Kohli getting his 50th ODI century and surpassing the record set by the great Sachin Tendulkar of 49 hundreds in one-day international. Kohli has 50 now. He's scored 3 hundreds in this tournament. He scored 1 against Bangladesh. He scored a magnificent 100 against South Africa in Kolkata. But I think the 100 which he scored today against New Zealand in a semi-final, in a pressure game, in a knockout game, in front of the Wankhede crowd was just outstanding to watch. He was partnered brilliantly by Shreyas Iyer as well. Shreyas Iyer, 105 runs of just 70 deliveries, 4 fours and 8 mammoth sixes down the ground. I think his contribution is equally important, if not more, when compared to Virat Kohli's 117 of 113 deliveries. I think, and of course, Mohammad Shami has taken 7 wickets, but we're going to talk about the New Zealand innings during the latter stages of the podcast, because I want to start by talking about the Indian batting and Virat Kohli in general. 117 of 113 deliveries, 9 fours and 2 sixes along the way, 50 one-day international centuries now, as I mentioned, 3 in this World Cup, and in the process he's also surpassed Sachin Tendulkar's record of maximum runs scored in a particular World Cup, in a single World Cup, that is. And yes, he's broken multiple records, both of Sachin Tendulkar, which is literally, which I personally feel that's funny, but Sachin Tendulkar himself was there to witness his records being broken. He was there at the Wankhede Stadium. So was David Beckham, apparently. He is traveling in India, courtesy of him being the ambassador of UNICEF. So well done to him. He has seen history being witnessed right in front of his eyes as well. But Virat Kohli's innings was class personified. He was kind of anchoring the innings, something you associate with a strike rate of 85, 90, but he was anchoring the innings at a strike rate of 95 to 100. He was taking ones and twos, he was converting those singles into doubles, and he ran brilliantly between the wickets. And I think there are a couple of reasons why Virat Kohli was allowed to play freely, take his time a little bit and play his natural game, and those 2 reasons are India's 2 main batsmen opening the innings, Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill, and then he was brilliantly aided by Shreyas Iyer as well. I think the reason why India were able to post a mammoth total of 397 in their quota of 50 overs has to be, and a large part of that has to go down to how Rohit Sharma came out and opened the innings. Before the match, if you have talked to any Indian fan out there, they would have been nervous, because we all know our recent history when it comes to facing New Zealand in an ICC tournament. We have been defeated by the Kiwis multiple times in the past. 2021 World Test Championship final against New Zealand that we lost. I think that was at the GS Bowl in Southampton, and most famously we lost the 2019 World Cup semi-final to the Kiwis as well. So India's record against New Zealand hasn't been great over the past couple of years. So I think a bit of nerves, bit of tension in the air was understandable and normal, if you personally ask me. But the way Rohit Sharma came out to bat showed no sign of any nerves whatsoever, and came out there, smashed the likes of Southee and Bolt and Ferguson all over the ground. 47 of just 29 deliveries, playing at a strike rate of 162, 4 fours, 4 sixes. He just ran 7 runs because 40 runs have come in boundaries. And I think that knock of 47 runs of just 29 deliveries took the sail out of the New Zealand bowling, because you associate the likes of Trent Bolt, Tim Southee and Lockie Ferguson with picking wickets earlier in the over. We have seen Bolt pick wickets in the first spell of, be it a one-day game or a T20 game, countless number of times. And this is the counter-attacking style of Rohit Sharma prevented that from happening. And I think the way in which Rohit Sharma batted also made the likes of Bolt and Southee reconsider their line and lengths. They were not sure where to bowl, what to bowl. The ball was not swinging at Wankhede in the afternoon like it never does, and it was a complete batting paradise, and Rohit Sharma made full use of that. On one hand, one could argue saying that Rohit Sharma has gotten start, why not settle in there and take that 47 runs, convert it into a half century, and then possibly convert it into a big daddy 100. But I think that's not how Rohit Sharma thinks at the moment. I think the reason why the likes of Virat Kohli, Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul and Shubman Gill to an extent can play freely is because he gives them, Rohit Sharma, I'm referring Rohit Sharma here, he gives them the platform to go out and play their natural game. Because once Rohit Sharma is dismissed, India always has a run rate of 7.5, 8 runs and over. So that allows the likes of Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli and Shreyas Iyer to come out there, settle in a little bit, take the conditions and understand them, and then play their game. But because the run rate is already been settled and they're right up there and heading towards a big total, so that allows players to play freely. And I think Rohit Sharma is completely selfless, and he gave the platform to Shubman Gill, to Virat Kohli, to Shreyas Iyer and to KL Rahul as well. Shubman Gill did go out with cramps and was retired out for a majority part of the innings. He made 80 not out of 66 deliveries. Virat Kohli, as we have mentioned, 117 of 113 balls. Shreyas Iyer, magnificent 105 of 70 deliveries. And KL Rahul chipping in there with 39 of just 20 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes along the way, with a strike rate of 195. I think the way KL Rahul came in and batted showed that there was still life in the pitch, and that was just magnificent innings. The more you talk about Shreyas Iyer, the more it feels like you are not giving him the respect which it deserves. He has had an incredible World Cup. We have seen that time and time again that against England he scored just 4 runs and was given and was out and was dismissed relatively cheaply by the likes of Chris Wokes. But and people were starting to question his inclusion in the team, because we still have the likes of Ishan Kishan waiting in the wings. But credit to Team India, they stuck with him, and I think they have repaid the faith Shreyas Iyer in incredible fashion. He's now scored 4 consecutive half centuries and 2 consecutive centuries in this World Cup. The run started by him scoring 82 against Sri Lanka at Wankhede. Wonderful counter-attacking innings, just like what we saw today. 77 against South Africa in Kolkata. Then that magnificent 128 not out at the Chinnaswamy Stadium against the Netherlands. And today he scored 105. He scored 8 sixes, and some of the sixes down the ground against the likes of Mitch Santner and Glenn Phillips and Rachin Ravindra, of course, were just outstanding. He scores big when he goes down the ground. I think he already has the record of the longest six in this World Cup at 106 meters. I think that came at Wankhede as well. Shreyas Iyer was just out of this world today. I personally feel like had India won the game, in the end it was Mohammad Shami who picked up the man of the match, but had India won the match on the basis of their batting, I think the man of the match should have been given to Shreyas Iyer for his knock. I think the impact which he had on the side today was just outstanding, and it was seen in his batting. But 397 on the board, and then New Zealand came out to bat and could only master 327. They suffered a 70-run defeat, but they themselves had a good partnership in the middle. Darrell Mitchell 134 and Kane Williamson with 69 runs. I think that partnership, that the third wicket partnership. I'm losing my mind here. The third wicket partnership between Kane Williamson and Darrell Mitchell of 181 runs of 149 deliveries. That was the period where I haven't seen an Indian ground in this World Cup be so silent. It felt like the Indian crowd at Wankhede had come out to watch a test match, because it was so silent. Well, it was complete pin drop silence when the likes of Kane Williamson and Darrell Mitchell was going after the Indian bowling. The likes of Bumrah wasn't allowed to settle. Jadeja was going for runs. Mohammad Siraj was going for runs as well. And at that point in time, everyone were under how shall I put it? They were under pressure that, well, here we go again, New Zealand against India, World Cup semi-final. Kane Williamson is going to take this game away from us once again. But I think what mattered happened right after the partnership was broken. I think the drinks break at the 31st over mark was the changing point, because it gave a little breather and it took the wind away from the sail in which Kane Williamson and Darrell Mitchell were able to score so freely. And after that Mohammad Shami over, where he picked up not only the wicket of Kane Williamson, he also dismissed Tom Latham for a knot. I think that over changed the complexity of the game on its head. And yes, after that they still had Glenn Phillips to come, and he tried his best. He scored 41 of 33 deliveries, but I think it was a bit too late in that point of time, because Glenn Phillips took his jolly good time to settle in, and I think at that point in time the run rate was creeping up to 12.5, 13.5, 14 runs and over, and that point in time I felt it was safe. And once Darrell Mitchell was dismissed at the 45th over mark, when the score was just 306, I think that's when all Indian fans breathed a sigh of relief and thought and accepted the fact that their team has made it into the World Cup final. But you have to give credit to Darrell Mitchell, 134 of 119 deliveries, 9 fours and 7 sixes along the way. He looked like he's batting on a completely different pitch compared to other New Zealand batsmen who weren't able to settle in. Devon Conway and Rachin Ravindra have been excellent opening for New Zealand, but both scored 13 apiece and were dismissed by Mohammad Shami. I think he is the best bowler India have had in this World Cup. It's so hard to imagine the fact that he was not picked for the opening 4 matches of this World Cup, and since he has come in, he has picked up so many crucial wickets. He's picked up wickets left, right and center in this World Cup. And just to show it to you, I think he played his first game, I think it was against New Zealand, wasn't it? At Dharamshala. Picked up 5 wickets there. 4 wickets against England. Another 5-wicket haul against Sri Lanka. 2 wickets against South Africa. Went wicketless against Netherlands. But then he made up for that by picking up 7 for 57 at Wankhede against New Zealand in the semi-finals. He has been just outstanding with the ball, and the way in which he picks up wicket. I think he picked up the wicket in the very first ball he bowled, didn't he? Whom did he dismiss? I just need to go back and check, because I am pretty sure he picked up the wicket. Yeah, I think he picked up the wicket of Devon Convoy in the very first ball he bowled in the match, and from that point in time it felt like, yes, this day is going to belong to Mohammad Shami, because he has played so well. I think he is also now become the leading wicket taker in World Cup as an Indian. I think he has surpassed the likes of Anil Kumble, Javakal Srinath, and Zahir Khan to pick up the most wickets as an Indian by the World Cup. He's also the leading wicket taker in this particular World Cup. Now he's picked up 23 wickets. He is now 1 wicket clear of Adam Zampa, 2 clear of Dilshan Madhushanka as well. So he has been excellent in this World Cup. 23 wickets from just 6 innings at an average of just 9.13, best of 7 for 57 and 3 5-wicket hauls in the process. Virat Kohli now has 711 runs in this World Cup, so he's going on very strongly, and this victory is going to be so important for India's momentum and confidence heading into the final. It is going to be a big final in front of more than 100,000 people at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. But the question will remain, who will they face? It's South Africa versus Australia in the second semi-final tomorrow. That game is going to be played at the Eden Gardens in Kolkata. If you had to ask me, I would say that it would be Australia who would make it through to the finals, because they are the informed team at the moment. Apart from Team India, they have won 7 matches in a row after losing the opening 2 games. They did lose to South Africa early on in the World Cup, but since then they have been exceptional. The likes of Mitchell Marsh, David Warner, Travis Head, Steve Smith are scoring runs for fun, and the likes of Josh Hazlewood and Adam Zampa have been brilliant with the ball. And I personally feel like it would be more than enough, that they possess enough quality to make sure that they win against South Africa. But anything can happen on any day. You might see a rejuvenated South African side with Quinton de Kock, Rassie van der Dusen, Aiden Markram and Glenn Phillips scoring runs for fun, and you never know, they could make it into their first World Cup final since 1999. But hey, only time will tell who will India face. Today is the day that we celebrate an Indian victory. Mohammad Shami was the man of the match, 7 wickets for him, and he has picked up so many crucial wickets. Today he picked up 7 wickets, and the wickets which he picked up included Devon Convoy, Rachin Ravindra, Kane Williamson, Darrell Mitchell, Tom Latham and Tim Southee and Lockie Ferguson. So if you look into that, he's just picked up 2 tail-enders. The top 5 were all dismissed by Mohammad Shami, and that is dominance. That is sheer dominance, and he has rightfully won the man of the match despite Virat Kohli scoring his 50th one-day international century. So yeah, India have made it into the finals thanks to Virat Kohli's 117, Shreyas Iyer with 105, Shubman Gill with 70, and with the ball it was all about Mohammad Shami picking up 7 for 57 and helping India secure a 70-run victory over the Kiwis. I'll possibly record a podcast before the final as well, because I want to preview that final properly. That's going to happen at I've already mentioned, at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad on Sunday, the 19th of November. We'll be back before that game to preview the game, as I already mentioned. To make sure you are staying tuned to the Cricket Corner podcast. I know this podcast has been a little haphazard here and there, but the adrenaline in my body was just uncontrollable, and I wanted to make sure that the listeners can have all the excitement and euphoria in my body and they can feel it firsthand. So apologies if there were a few words here and there which didn't sound right, but I am just very, very happy to see India perform on the big stage, and things look really, really well right now, and maybe it's all destined towards India lifting their third World Cup and the first one since 2011. If you're listening this on YouTube, then make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. If you're listening this on Spotify or Apple Podcast, make sure you're giving me those wonderful 5-star ratings. However, for the time being, this is a happy and overjoyed Vatsal Vora signing off. Ciao for now.